Okay, good morning. My name is Trent Miller. I'm the FD Forester for Menominee Tribal Enterprise. In my department, we set up 9-foot TSI jobs at other TSI job works that I'll explain a little bit later on. Right now, we're in a 9-foot pruning stand. We're going to be ready to have contractors come in and prune the dotted trees, but there's a process to getting to where we're at right now before a contractor comes in. We get a stand that reaches a certain age, and these are all planted stands here, plantations, pine plantations. What happens is we get a map of the area. We figure out how many rows need to come out. What we do is we come in and start with marking usually every 4th or 5th row in a pine plantation, and in that process is just starting from one side, counting over, and once we hit where we know the row that needs to come out for row pinting, we mark the tree on the bottom and we give it a slash on each side, and we continue down that whole row until the end, and we jump over again. We count over another 4 or 5 rows over, depending on the stand. Some are 4, some are 5. When we continue to do that, when that process is done, the rows that are going to be crop tree pruned. That's 9 foot in these ones. What we generally look for is crop trees and the spacing of the trees. Usually it's about 10 feet apart. We'll identify a white pine tree that has good vigor, a good crop, good crown on it, and a good straight tree. One that looks good, like it will be good for the future seeding in here. Okay, generally after we get the stand all set up, when the rows are marked and the crop trees are dotted, and it's time for the pruning contractors to come in. What they do is they come in with a pruning pole like this. Some use chainsaws, some can use these. What you do is you just take this tree here that's identified as a crop tree with the dot on it. They come along, they reach up, and you want to prune flush with the tree. And there we go. We got a pruned limb. What we do is we go 9 feet up. So we got about 6-7 feet on this. And another 2 feet up, 9 feet. They continue on. They'll take all the limbs all the way around this tree, all the way down to the ground, flush, just like this cut right here. So it's simple. When that's done, these trees they'll come through after these trees are pruned. They'll take these out. This opens up everything in here a lot more. Gives the trees more room to grow and flourish. And from that stage on, it goes on to be probably a crop tree release, or what it is right now is a crop tree release, but later on we'll go into from 9 foot into 17-foot pruning of the older and bigger pines. Okay, after the 9-foot pruning process and stand, what you do is we use these pruning poles on these. You open this up and it opens all the way up. What you do is you prune each and every one of these limbs. It's going to look like a tree like this right here with all these limbs on it. And when the contractor comes in, he comes along and he starts, you can start anywhere on a tree as long as he gets up, but he's going to take time to go through all of these little pine limbs on here. Prune them down. Every little thing we don't. When we come in here to check the guy's work, we look for stuff like this, that might have been left behind. We want that all to come off, otherwise it defeats the purpose of So that's just a little general idea of what takes place for these 17-foot pruning stands. But what this does is this. We come in, there's an order of, we pick out, we walk through an area, you see how the dots are the blue dots are spaced out. They can be about 10 feet apart or more. We're looking for something that has a good vigor to it. The crown is looking really nice on it. The tree is straight. You have what you call a dominant tree. that's higher than all the other ones. It's got a good crown. And then there's a co-dominant tree too also. It's these smaller ones that are nearby it that are just as good for pruning too, and it'll become crop trees. You know, there ain't much to it. What we try to do with this is get the 17 feet up so that we can, in the future, when this stand is ready to be harvested by a logger, we can get the 16 foot, you know, really good shooting for the grade 1 quality lumber to come out of it, you know. Okay, this here is what you would call a clear cut conversion. This was all oak, if you can see on the edge around here. This whole entire stand looks like the edge of this oak here. This process here will be something that we bring in a machine. What they did here was mechanically mulched up some of the debris and stuff for us to assist us out here. But if we were to come out here now, we would bring some chains out here. We drag chains through this whole entire area, and it's called scarcifying the ground. We want to get it down to the bare soil as much as we can out here, and clean up a lot of these limbs and whatever else is in the way as much as we can. And then after that process, we bring out a bracky. It's called. It hooks up behind one of our skidders that we use out here, and we drag that along, and we create rows out here that are in a 6x8 spacing for planting season. We plant white pine, red pine. I think in this conversion here, I think it was supposed to be planted as red pine. I'm not sure, but so that's the process that takes place out here. Once we get it all established in the bracky, we break contract planters, and they come in and they plant all the little seedlings in the divots that are in the ground, which are supposedly all straight in a perfect world straight, and they make really nice rows out here. And then as years go on, you'll see the rows established as the trees grow up, and from there it's kind of where we start when the trees get up, and we end up getting to that point where we go into a pine stand after a while and do the 9-foot pruning in them. And then when them get bigger, we go in and do the 17-foot pruning. So it's all kind of a cycle. You know, this is kind of the start and the end too.